Hey everybody, it's Producer Jay here. Today is mowing day in my neighborhood, which you'll probably hear a lot of through this video, but I've been taking a look at this RAK-22. This is imported by Chiappa Firearms and made in Romania by Nova-Modul. This is effectively just a 22 caliber AK. It's a continuation of their PAK or NAK line that Misha and I have both had pretty good experiences with. He has the NAK and I have the PAK, which are both 9mm pistols, sort of different configurations and lengths, but so far both have had 100% reliability and really have been pleased with them so far. What's interesting about this, for being a 22 AK, is for all intents and purposes, it is an AK with 22 caliber guts. So I'll get into that here in just a minute, but why you may be interested in a 22 caliber AK is you have all of the same controls with your paddle mag release, rock and lock. It's not really a paddle, it's just a lever, but it's rock and lock mag release, the same selector, and charging handle. Now, the furniture on this is standard AK, AKM. You can put any type of AKM furniture on here that you like, which is pretty nice. So if you have a setup that you like on your full rifle caliber AK, you can mimic that same furniture on this little 22 and still get a pretty good analog for training purposes. So some of that is for 22 being fairly cheap. It means you can get a lot of round time with it without spending a ton of money. Or if you're in a situation like I am where you have neighbors close at hand, you can, but you're still able to shoot small caliber or 22, you can still get a lot of trigger time on a platform that has a full rifle counterpart. This rifle has been 100% reliable for me, shooting both this Federal target grade auto match, and that is a round nose lead, and this Aguila match rifle. Both of these have been 100%. They're both round nose lead. I haven't had a chance to test any hollow points in them. I don't have any here, so I'd be curious to see if they're reliable there as well. So what's interesting about this is you have 14x1 threads, so you can put, it comes with a muzzle nut, but you can put any type of slant brake you want on there, or any other 14x1 muzzle device, which there are plenty of. And disassembly, if I can do this with one hand because I'm holding the camera here, is very similar to just a standard AK. Lifting your top cover and your recoil spring, there is an insert here that pops out, and then just like an AK, your carrier slides out here, and then what you're left with is effectively a stamped receiver AK with 22 guts that I've gutted. Has a block here, so you can't put any type of gas piston in, and then a gas block and gas tube and all that fun stuff. Now the material on this feels like some type of cast. I'm sure it's very cheap material for the gas block and for the front sight block. Sorry, for the rear sight block, the gas block and the front sight. But it all feels like the same material, but again, it's a 22, so what do you really need on it? Shooting this is pretty interesting because this it doesn't have the instant blow, recoil feel like shooting a 7.62 by 39. You still have this kind of really weighty little carrier here sliding back and forth, so you still get that kind of top-loaded AK recoil feeling whenever you're shooting it, which is pretty nice for if you're trying to practice, you know, staying on target with the standard AK iron sights. This does not have a side rail for mounting optics, probably a cost-saving measure because these guns are not very expensive at all. But, of course, there's no pressure on the gas tube as far as, you know, you're not having heat or, you know, any type of real vibration coming through here like you would on a full-size system. So if you absolutely wanted to, you could definitely put a gas tube mounted rail there and to put a, you know, red dot or whatever other kind of long eye relief optic you wanted to. So, pretty interesting little device here. Again, I enjoy it for being able to practice with an AK platform, particularly with AK iron sights. That's mainly what I want it for, is because I'm not really good with them. And getting used to looking down the sights quickly and getting quick trigger time with that is nice. The trigger on it feels like a very nice standard AK trigger. I'm not going to pull the trigger with the guts out, but if you handled an AK, a US-made AK trigger, you'll probably already know what to expect there. It does have X and Y stamps, dimpled magwell, which is, again, kind of neat. If I have one complaint about it right now, is at the time of this video there are no additional mags available, and these, it comes with two, or this one came with two 10-round magazines, which again do rock and lock like a standard AK. I would like to see, you know, at least a 20 or a 30 round magazine in the future. Hopefully these do well enough that they will release them in the future, but these 10 rounds out of this gun, again, feeling exactly like an AK but just shooting 22, they go really fast. So I would love to see a higher capacity magazine there. Reassembly, again, is exactly the same as a standard full-size AK, with the exception of this little blocking block back here, this little polymer block you just drop right in, which is, again, very similar to the PAK9. Recoil spring just slides back in like a standard AK, and you pop your dust cover back on, just like so. So, pretty good analog to a full-size AK, great for training purposes, I think, and really a lot of fun to shoot if you just like shooting AK platforms. I think for what these going for, if you like shooting 22s, which is more my purview than Misha's, which is why I'm doing this video, and why I really wanted this this rifle so bad. It's a lot of fun to shoot, and reliable, and yeah, I would recommend it. I've got again, I think I mentioned earlier, hopefully, that I've got a set of Romanian handguards or furniture coming in, so I will do an update video on that as soon as that comes in, and let you know how easy or difficult that was to install, and we'll do a follow-up and show you kind of what that looks like with put a slant brake on there and all that. So this is Jay. If you like this video, please click like, and if you want to see more stuff, click subscribe, and if you're interested in becoming a Patreon contributor, please check out the link in the description below. This is Jay, and we'll catch you next time.